Hello, everyone. Let's take a couple of minutes so that everyone can join, and then we'll start. I think we can start now. Good evening, everyone back in India, and good morning to all my colleagues here in United States. And first of all, I would like to congratulate every one of you. Welcome to Arizona State University, and we are super excited to have you all with us. My name is Meenakshi Tiwari, and I am a staff working with Arizona State University, and I work with ISSC as an Indian International Student Coordinator, and I work specifically for Indian student, graduate, and undergraduate. So what is ISSC, first of all? As an international student, every one of you are on F1 visa status. And when you are on F1 visa, you need to follow certain rules, regulations, and stick to some compliances. So ISSC helps you, guides you, and works with you to understand these compliances and make sure that you all follow these rules and regulations. I have with me other team member from ISSC and my student worker with me. I would like to start. I just want all of them to introduce themselves and welcome you all. So I'll start with Daniel.
Okay, sorry about that. I was making sure I had the right microphone. Hi, everyone. This is Daniel Hoyle with the International Students and Scholars Center. Very excited to meet you virtually and looking forward to meeting you in person as we get the semester started in August. We're here today to help to get you started off on the right foot and answer as many of your questions as we can as you make your preparations to come to ASU. Hopefully to see you in person soon.
Hi guys, I am Jitesh. I am Indian Student Support Assistant. I am student worker under Meenakshi. I am graduate student. Currently, I'm pursuing my master's in information technology. I'm in my third semester. I will be very happy to help you all. Shoot me with any of your questions. I'm looking forward to meet you. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Sukrit. I'm an undergraduate majoring in computer science. So even same as Jitesh, you and I work with Meenakshi. I'm a student worker. I'm from Bangalore. I look forward to meeting you all and helping you all with any questions or doubts you have. And even once you come here, I'm looking forward to meeting you all.
Thank you, Daniel, Jitesh, and Sukrit. And just wanted to let you know that if you have any question, any queries, please post them on our Q&A session. We'll keep answering all of them. And if you still have any other question, please feel free to reach out to me. This is my email address. And please make sure that when you are writing an email or messaging me, please mention your 10-digit student ID. So these are the scenarios that ISSC work with you. In other words, we will be working together with you guys since you arrive in the United States and until you are done with your degrees with Arizona State University. And even after you are done, we will be working with you through post-OPT and, STEM OPT and all those. So we will be together with you all the time, pretty much. Besides these rules, regulations, and compliances, we have some fun events for you as well. So we are working on a welcome event for Indian students. So this is the date, August 19, and the venue will be our gym, which is called Sun Devil Fitness Center here in Tempe campus. Please do join this event. We will be sharing the link, registration link pretty soon with all of you. This time, we also do grocery store visits. So we have grocery store visits like for American grocery store, like Walmart and others, Target and all those. And then we included this time Indians grocery store visits as well. So we will be taking you to a couple of grocery stores, which are, in Tempe campus or around the areas. And then we have a special event for you, Chat and Chat. And I will be sharing venue details and date and timing soon for this one. We also conduct movie nights. We take our students to theater for new releases. And we have this Learn Arizona series for you if you want to learn about the area, the Phoenix area. This is a great event for you guys. And we also have a coffee and conversation every week. So we pick different topics and, we take feedback from you. What do you want to listen from us? So we will bring those speakers, those topics, in our coffee and conversation. Besides that, we also conduct soccer watch party, cricket watch party, networking with alumni event. And, we also try to bring community members to meet with you guys so that that these are the Indian peoples in the Phoenix Valley area. We also have Global Friends and First Friday, where we take you to different museums or, downtown area with us. So we have so many events for you. So I request you to join all this session as much as possible to connect with your fellow students, to connect with ISSC, and, to connect with other resources. Let's start with first question, when to travel to the United States. According to the rules and regulations, you are allowed to enter here anytime a month before their classes starts, but we advise our student to come at least 1 week before their classes start so that, they have enough time to settle down, to know the campus, to know the places where their classes are going to be, to connect with, other student, fellow student, current students, to connect with us, to work on their service check-in, etc. And if you are planning to stay on-campus housing, I am hoping that you would have applied it by this time. And if you are staying on campus, please remember that your move-in date is going to start on August 9th. So please make sure to check with on-campus housing if you're staying in dorms. Important documents that you must keep with you. These are the list of your important documents. And on this slide, let me see what I can cover. I would like to tell you that, the very important thing besides your passport, visa, I-20, and all financial documents, the one thing is a letter from ISSC It's a travel letter that we are going to send all our students. And it has an emergency contact number. If you face any problem during immigration, please call at this number, and please keep this number only for emergencies, emergency at immigration. If you have any relatives who is living in the United States, please keep their phone number handy. Please keep all your family, friends' phone numbers with you. Other important items to pack with you is, we always advise students to keep a little cash with them. I would say from anywhere from, $200 to $500 is more than enough. If you have any credit, debit, or any Forex card, please keep them with you. And, cell phones and books and stationery. I would like to, want my student worker to talk about this one, but neck pillow, because it's a long journey. So, just to make you comfortable, we advise to keep a neck pillow. An extra pair of clothes that I strongly advise, because sometimes it happens that you airlines lost your bag and you get your bag after like 3-4 days, after a week, or in some cases after a month. So it is always advisable to keep extra pair of clothing in your handbag that is going to travel with you. Traditional dresses, I strongly recommend them, because we have several student organizations that host, that celebrate all the festivals here. All major festivals from India are celebrated in our campuses. And ISSC also do some festival activities as well. So you definitely need your traditional dresses. These are available here on Amazon and other website, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. So it's always advisable to bring all those dresses with you. Sukrit and Jitesh, if you want to talk about books and stationery, what do you want to recommend student to bring with them?
Thank you, Meenakshi. But actually, so from my experience of living here is that you really don't need to bring a lot of books or any sort of like notepads or something from India, because so I actually did that, and then I realized that it's not that expensive here. You can get it for like 72 cents or 80 cents or something like that. So instead of using up that space that you have in your suitcase for books and stuff, you might as well spend it on clothes or other kitchen items or whatever. So my recommendation is that don't try to bring a lot of books or stationaries. If you do have preference, then yeah, sure. But it's not, it won't make a difference for you to bring it from India. So you might as well just buy it here. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, that's correct. Like, just bring a very limited number of stationaries. You can always get it from here. And for the books, you can mostly what happens, we use PDFs that is shared by the professors. You can go with that because getting books from India, it might change according to the curriculum. So it is always advisable to get it here.
Thank you, guys. Also, please bring our admission only accept sealed transcripts. Please bring them with you. And I just want to, talk about medicines here. If you are taking any medicines, please bring enough stock of that. And if you are used to taking Ayurvedic or homeopathy medicine, these medicines are not available in the United States. So please bring enough stock with you. Besides that, general medication that you take for general cough and cold and fever, please bring them with you. And whatever notes, whatever prescription you have from your doctors, please keep that with you along with your important documents. And I also advise students not to bring medicines with them in their handbag or in their backpack or in their purses. Please keep all the medicines in their check-in bags, and prescription with you all the time along with your important documents. If you have Indian driving license or international driving license, please bring them with you. International driving license is valid here for 1 year, and Indian driving license for six months. Cooking necessities, if you're planning to cook, if you're staying off campus, I would definitely advise to bring small utensils with you, like pressure cooker, kadhai, or a couple of stainless steel plates, spoons, whatever you have, whatever you can bring that your, luggage weight allows you. Please bring all these things with you. And pre-packed food, snacks, and spices, anything which is in powdered form, which is not in its seed form, especially our dals. Whole dals, I don't advise, excuse me, our student to bring with them, because sometimes it happens that in custom, if they check your bag and if they see a seed, so they throw away all those dals. So I always advise our student to bring any spices which is, which are packed and which are in powdered form. Please bring them with you. Achar or pickles you can bring with them, but please make sure that they are very well packed. Pre-packed food, I would also advise to bring, some Maggies or some ready-to-eat pohas, some that kind of food with you, at least for 2-3 weeks, so that you have enough stock, enough stock for you, and you don't have to rush to go to grocery store to get those things. Excuse me. And full vaccination record of COVID-19, please keep it with you, and your other score records, please bring with you. Please remember that these are the required vaccine. The most important vaccine record is your MMR vaccination. Without uploading this record on your My ASU portal, health portal, you cannot register for your classes. So this is the most important vaccination certificates that you have to bring with you. If you do not have it, please get it from your doctor. You can get it here, but your insurance does not cover MMR vaccine, so it's going to cost you a lot of money here. So it is always advisable to get it done from, if I'm pretty sure you all might have, got this vaccination, but just get the certificate along with you. TB vaccination, sometimes they can ask from students, so it is advisable to keep a TB vaccination certificate with you. COVID vaccination, it's, just check with your airlines if they still need it. Keep it with you just to be on safer side. And please remember that negative COVID test is not required anymore, but I will always advise you to carry your full COVID-19 vaccination card with you. And also check with your airlines if they have, any extra restriction for COVID-19. Lot of question about immigration. So immigration is just a routine checkup. It's a normal process, regular process. You do not have to be tense about it. Sometimes it can take like 5 to 10 minutes, and sometimes it can take more than that. So please don't panic, stay calm, answer all the questions that you have been asked. Show them all the documents that they are asking you, but I would strongly advise to not give immigration officer any extra information, and just don't start any conversation with them. Just stay there, listen to them, whatever they are asking, answer them, and provide them all the documentation. And if they will take you to, in a separate room or somewhere else to ask you more questions, don't panic. Just support them and assist them, whatever they are asking, tell them everything. It's just a routine process, so you do not need to tense about it. Please keep your passport, visa, I-20, and all the financial documents ready at this checkpoint. They are definitely going to check all these documents. And when you are done with your immigration at your port of entry, they are going to update your I-94 form on their website. This form is very, very important. And to update this form, it may take from 24 hours up till a week. So be patient when your I-94 form is ready. And when you arrive in the United States, you have to start on service check-in. And when you are doing your service check-in, you have to update this I-94 form information. Port of entry, just wanted to let you know what is port of entry. You know, if you are coming directly from India to Phoenix, your port of entry would be Phoenix. But if you are traveling to some other city or some other states, and then and then you have a connecting flight from that place to Phoenix. So your first place where you arrive in the United States is called your port of entry, and all your immigration will be done at this checkpoint. Airport pickup, university has a tie-up with Lyft services, so we provide a free taxi services to all our students from airport to their destination here in Phoenix. And in order to get that Lyft services, you all have to register for our international student orientation. I repeat, you all have to register for international student orientation in order to get that free taxi services. Doesn't matter if you would be able to attend this orientation or not, but you have to register for it. If you're not registering for international student orientation, which we are calling welcome event for international student, you are not going to get Lyft service code. Danielle, would you like to talk about university housing?
Hi, everyone. Excited to be here with you again, and my chance to talk a little bit, give Meenakshi a little break so she can have a sip of tea or whatever she needs to do. But I want to talk to you about university housing. All right, so for those of you who are going to be living on campus, those of you who are going to be living in the residence halls, as we refer to them, hopefully you should have applied for a residence hall already. The deadline for applying for a residence hall for an on-campus room was May 15th. Those are those who would have received a priority deadline or priority placement, that's the word I'm looking for, in a residence hall on campus. Our residence halls are divided up by which college or school you're studying in. So typically you're going to be rooming or sharing a space with somebody who's in the similar college and or major as you are. You'll receive this move-in appointment instructions through your ASU email account. So please keep an eye on your ASU email account, as that is where you'll see that information with instructions on when you can move in, how, things of that nature. If you need an early move-in, specifically because you need to be ready for our international student orientation or international student welcome, as Meenakshi said, you'll need to advise them of that by emailing them at housing@asu.edu. Typically, the traditional move-in date is the weekend before class starts. So that for you all would be typically the 12th or 13th that weekend, August 12th or 13th. But we would like to have you there, of course, on the 11th for undergrads to attend the welcome, the orientation events, and on the 14th for graduate students. So if you need an earlier move-in date to attend that or other similar events, depending on what your major or program requires, please plan ahead and please make the request so that way you can be ready for that move-in. If you're coming any earlier than your allotted move-in date, your assigned move-in date, you will need to find a place to stay. As it says here, temporary housing or a hotel. Unfortunately, the university, I'm sorry, I'm stumbling a little bit this morning. Unfortunately, the university does not provide temporary housing. That will be on your own. You'll need to find a location and it will be at your own cost, whether that's an Airbnb, a hotel, whatever it may be. If you have a friend or relative nearby, things of that nature that maybe be able to accommodate you, but it will be at your own to find it, and it will be at your own expense. I guess just a little bit more about university housing. You said if you're assigned to a certain residence hall, you'll just need to look on their webpage and look through the notes they're giving you as far as what is provided in that specific university housing space. And of course, make sure you're checking the location. of your housing assignment, which campus it's on. That's also very important because we have multiple campuses in the Phoenix area. All right. I don't think I can move it forward. Maybe I can, I don't know. All right. So Skip, keeping on this topic of the international welcome, our fall 2023 international welcome. So classes start that Thursday, the 17th. There will be an undergraduate welcome the Friday before. That'll be an all-day event. And we will have a lot of things available for you to do. So please come and join and be ready. That'll be Friday, August 11th. An email should have gone out or will be going out soon if you haven't received it already with the details and how to register for that event. And we provided a link here if you wanted to take a screenshot of that and or type it in for later. For our graduate students, the welcome presentations and events will be the following Monday, the 14th. So please plan accordingly for these dates. For many graduate students, you may also have some college or program specific welcomes. Those will come directly from your college with any information about that type of programming with a college specific welcome. This is a required event for all of our new international students. Please do your best to be on time and to be there so that way we can welcome you. We can answer all of your questions. We can get you started. Again, we need you to register for the event so we know that you're coming and so that you can receive your lift code. Now, you will not receive a lift code as soon as you register right that second, as they take in the registrations for the international welcome. They will then start to provide out lift codes. If you do not receive them a couple of weeks prior to your departure, please reach out to the new student programs office and say, hey, I'm traveling in 2 weeks. I registered a month ago. Please send me my lift code so that I can be ready. But don't expect a lift code to appear as soon as you register for the event. It will take them a little bit of time to get that lift code out to you. For our graduate and some of our undergraduate students, those who may not have gotten in time, filed for on-campus housing in time, you may want to consider off-campus housing. There is a website dedicated here to off-campus housing. That link right there is provided here on the slide. Please feel free to check that out. In addition to showing what's available for off-campus housing, there are a number of other resources that are provided, such as what is a lease? What are your rights as a renter? Things of that nature. So we encourage you to look through those materials, as well as to talk about other things that are going on, find out more about leases and other information dealing with living in the United States. The leases may work differently, so please check that out. For example, and I know I give this example a lot, but I think it's an important one. We had a student a couple of years ago who decided they wanted to sign multiple leases for multiple apartment complexes so that they could verify which one they thought was going to be the best deal in the end. A lease is a binding contract. It's a legal document. If you sign more than one lease, you will be held responsible for paying potentially for multiple leases or to pay the fee to break or get out of the lease. So please keep that in mind. Now, as it says here, look for accommodations. You could check with current students who are staying here and get ideas of where to live, what are some good deals, what are close to campus, what may be a little bit farther from campus, but have a good transportation system, a good way of getting to campus. Finding what works best for you based on your schedule, based on your classes, your work, the things that you need to do. Know that there, particularly for those living off campus, there are certain days typically when a lease will begin, usually beginning or middle of a month, things of that nature. So also keep that in mind as you're booking your lease, as you're booking your apartment. That way you know what your start date is on your accommodation, on your off-campus housing, your apartment, when you're booking your plane ticket. As it says here, if you arrive, again, prior to the start of your lease, prior to when your apartment begins, you will need to find temporary accommodations on your own. Airbnbs, hotels, maybe if there's a current student who might let you sleep on their couch. Again, I don't know, but it'll be up to you to find those things and have them arranged. That way, when you come to the airport, you have an address, you have something to give to that Lyft driver so they know where they're taking you. That'll take a lot of stress off you, I promise. If you know where you're going that first night, it relieves a lot of stress and makes things a lot easier when you start your time in the United States. As it says here, again, be aware of which campus your classes are being offered on. I say that because, and I apologize for generalizing or stereotyping here, I'm guessing that many of you are probably studying tech or STEM focused degrees, specifically within the schools of engineering. Others may not be, and that's great. We love the diversity. But for those of you within the schools of engineering or other schools, your degree may not be offered at what some of you may see as the largest campus, which is the Tempe campus. Your degree, your classes may be offered at another campus, such as the Polytechnic, Downtown, or West campus. Please keep that in mind when you're choosing your location of where you're going to live. We recommend that you, if possible, try to find somewhere close to the campus where you are studying to facilitate, the ease of your travel and studies. If you choose to live farther away, such as if you're taking classes at the Polytechnic campus, but living in Tempe, you will need to plan accordingly. You will need to understand the distance between the campus locations, the available transportation, and the time that it is going to add to your day to travel back and forth, as well as the availability. You may need to leave earlier than expected, even earlier than the travel time, in order to make sure that you have a seat on the transportation. ASU does offer inter-campus shuttles, but because of the number of students we have studying at various campuses, those can fill up pretty quickly. So again, this is all things that you'll have to talk to some of your peers about and learn as you're making your plans. All right, it's okay. We can jump ahead here. We can go to the next one. I know I'm spending a long time. I apologize. Health insurance. All of you as F1 visa holders will be charged the ASU, the Arizona Board of Regents assigned health insurance plan, and that is through United Healthcare, a large company here in the United States. The insurance begins 4 weeks prior to the start of your classes. We do that to make sure that you are covered during your travel to the United States, that in case anything happens along the way, which we really hope that it doesn't, but just in case it does, you do have insurance that can help cover you during your travel and during your first time in the first couple of weeks in the US before your classes begin. The insurance amount is charged automatically to your tuition and fees. So you'll see it appear on your My ASU under your finances tab as your fees appear. Your fall tuition covers, as we said, from middle of July, the 4 weeks prior to the start of classes, through the end of December, through the end of the year. Your spring insurance then covers from January until the next August, until the start of classes. So your spring charge typically is a little bit higher than your fall charge because the amount of time that it covers is longer in that regard. So you'll be charged twice a year, fall and spring, for your student insurance, and it will cover you for the entire 12 months of the year. It is mandatory for all international students. It only covers the student, the F1 visa holder. If you are bringing dependents, spouses, husband, wife, partners, things of that nature, children, it does not cover your dependents. You will need to contact the insurance office at ASU, which is a pretty simple email address, insurance@asu.edu, to ask about additional coverage, which will come at an additional cost for your dependents. All right, things that you need to get done as soon as you arrive in the USA. SEVIS check-in needs to be completed. prior to the first day of classes. About 4 weeks prior to the start of classes, because that is the earliest you could arrive. You don't have to arrive then, but that is the earliest you can arrive. About 4 weeks prior to the start of classes, there should be a task that appears on your My ASU under your priority task saying complete new student check-in. When you click on that, a drop-down will show, and that drop-down will give you the information of the documents you need to submit to complete your CFIS check-in and the link to where to go to submit these documents, as well as answer a few questions. That needs to be done. I will tell you now as well, you may not remember this, but I just want to throw it out there now. When you complete the new student check-in, it will not automatically disappear off of your My ASU priority task. Typically in a fall semester, we are processing anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 new student check-ins. Okay, so it may take a week or two before we process yours and take the task off of your My ASU. It's fine. It's not going to block you from doing anything that you need to do. So please don't panic that it's still there. As part of your check-in, you'll need to submit your I-94, which is the record of you entering the United States through what Ms. Meenakshi shared with you as your port of entry. They will not give you a physical record, a physical document showing your entry. You will have to download that from their website. And if you just Google form I-94, it should take you right to the website where you can download your most recent I-94. Get your Sun Devil, your student ID card. You can start that process now, uploading a photo and getting things ready, and then you can get the ID card when you come to the United States. Open a bank account. Talk to some of your classmates, your colleagues, some of your seniors who are here already about their experience with any of these major banks in the United States, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and others. Their experience as far as, is it, how customer friendly is it? Is it easy for international transfers, things of that nature? But choose a bank because you will need, most places in the United States, of course, payment is through debit cards, very few. They do still take cash, but debit cards are a big use here in the United States. And so having that account established, especially if you do get on-campus employment, direct deposit is how most positions are paid, things of that nature. So having that bank account will be crucial. Again, come to orientation, getting a phone that works, getting a SIM card, getting a plan, whatever it may be. Again, your colleagues, your classmates may have better recommendations than I would as far as what service to use, family plans, things of that nature. So again, talk to them, but it is important that you have a plan so that way you can communicate with your friends, your professors, your parents. That way everybody knows you're okay and you're in communication with who you need to be in communication with. Right. On-campus employment. Many of you may have a desire to get a job when you come to the United States. Now that's great. It gives you good experience. You start to build your resume. You start to understand a little bit about US work culture. And of course, you get to earn a little bit of money. As an international student during your first few semesters, or any time that you're studying, fall or spring semester, you can only work on campus during those time periods. You must be enrolled full time, so you must be maintaining your international student status. During your first semester, of course, you must have completed your CFIS check-in and have it approved before you can start working. During our regular semesters, fall, spring, things of that nature, you can only work on campus with a maximum of 20 hours per week. That can be at one job or it can be at multiple jobs. You could have 2 jobs for 10 hours a week, but you cannot exceed 20 hours a week. During any breaks in study, such as between the fall and spring semester or over the summer, you may increase up to 40 hours a week, as long as you don't surpass an average of 25 hours per week for the entire year. That is an ASU policy, the 25 hours per week. With that, again, you may work up to 40 hours a week, but it just depends on if your employer has enough work for you to do to give you 40 hours. It can also be across multiple jobs. It doesn't have to be at one job, but you can work up to 40 hours a week. These are hourly paid jobs at different offices across campus. Your social security number. There is only one way for an F1 international student to obtain the social security number, and that is by obtaining a job in the United States, whether that is on campus employment, or if it's when maybe if you don't find an on-campus job for whatever reason, but you do find a CPT, or worst case scenario, an OPT, if you have to wait all the way until OPT. But the social security number is used basically as a tax identification number for international students. So that is the only purpose you'll need it for, and that's the only reason they will give it to you, is when you obtain a job on campus, you come to our office. Once you obtain that job offer, you get an additional letter and information to take with you to the Social Security Administration office to apply for your social security number. That typically takes a couple of weeks for them to mail you your card back in the mail. Most employers will allow you to work up until, while you're waiting on your social security number. You just need to submit it as soon as you receive it to the Human Resources office. This is not an identification. This is not an authorization for off-campus employment. You don't need the SSN to get a driver's license, rent an apartment, open a bank account. Most major providers here in this area understand international students and international student documents, and so they should not require a social security number for those things. But again, you can only apply for it once you have a job offer. All right, is this still me, Meenakshi, or is this back to you?
I'll take care of it, Daniel. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Yes, before I move on with the presentation, whatever Daniel said, I just wanted to add on to that international student orientation is highly recommended for all the international students, because we bring a lot of resources for you, and it's very informative, and it's a different experience. And please check with your academic units if their orientation is mandatory for you or not. I know for sure that WP Carey, if you are coming for any graduate degree with WP Carey, their orientation is mandatory. If you don't attend their orientation, you are not allowed to attend classes. So please reserve your flight ticket accordingly and check with your academic units about their orientation as well. And if you have most of your classes in Polytechnic campus, I would highly recommend you to look for housing in Poly. And if you need any help with that, we have our student representatives who will help you to find, housing and tell you more about housing at Poly. So if you need any help with that, please reach out to me. I will connect you with those student ambassadors. And off-campus employment, please do not go for that. As an international student, you are not allowed off-campus work. And a resume and cover letter writing is very different. What we are used to of doing in India, resume is very, very different, and cover letter, until I was in India, I didn't even know what a cover letter is, but it plays a very important role here in the United States if you are looking for employment. So we are, excuse me, we are conducting a resume and cover letter writing workshop specifically for you, just to prepare you for on-campus job, because most of you will be very, very much interested in that. So we have a graduate session on June 27th, and I will be sharing links with all of you. So please, I would highly I request you to attend this session. Academic advisor, we are not aware of this term when we are in India, but this person plays a very important role in your degree. And they help you to plan for your degrees, they help you to select courses, and help you towards achieving your goal for graduations. So if you have any question regarding your degree plans, courses, classes, everything, you need to reach out to your academic advisor. And it's very, very important to connect with them as soon as you can, and maintain a good professional relationship with your academic advisor. This can happen if you are receiving your visa late, or your visa is not approved. We highly recommend our student to defer their degree to next semester. So if, just in case, if your visa get refused, or you get your visa very late, you need you need to send an email to admissions, and these are the links for graduates, gograd@asu.edu, and the other one is there. After you arrive here, during winter break or summer break, if you are planning to travel within United States, please remember, as an international student, you have to carry these documents with you all the time. And if you are planning to visit it somewhere outside United States, you definitely need your travel signature from ISSC. And if you're planning to go to India or to travel any other country outside the United States, please remember that you have to take travel signature from ISSC in order to come back here. And ISSC takes at least 10 to 15 days, so please plan ahead and apply for travel signature. We have e-forms on our website for travel signature. Please do that on time. These are the other things that we want our student to be aware of. These are very common here in the United States, all these scams. And I just tell my students, once your money is gone, it's gone. There is no way to get your money back. So the thumb rule is, if anyone is calling you and asking you for money, this is a scam. Please do not entertain any those calls, don't answer those messages, those emails. And if you are, excuse me, applying for any job or anything, and if they ask you any sensitive information from the very beginning of your conversation, please check with me if they are genuine or not. We have our career services representatives with whom we can, cross-check if it's a genuine offer or not. Please check with me, and please, be aware that if anyone is asking you for money, calling you and asking you money, this is a scam. No federal US agency, no anyone from ASU, from any federal agency, from police department, from immigration. Here, no one calls you on phone. So please make sure, be aware of all these things. And these are other resources. We have our own website that talks about all these scams. And there is another website from another university. So please, I request you, all of you, to go through these resources and, just to read about all these scams and be aware of them. These are very important things to know. We have this image of US that we can do whatever we want in the United States. But, I just wanted to let you know that it's a country which is set on principles and very strongly abide by laws. It's, when you come to a different country, it's your duty and it's your responsibility to know all these laws. Just ignorance is not a bliss here. If you are not, don't know about this laws, you are not going to be treated leniently just because you are an international. So laws are same for everyone, and it's your duty and responsibility to know them. So a couple of things that I want to mention here is open container law. It's like if you have an alcohol bottle which is open, and even if you're drinking inside a bar, it's fine. If you are holding a bottle or glass or anything with alcohol outside the bar, it is against the law. And you all are students on F1 visa status. You all come under federal laws. We have different state laws and federal laws. Federal laws are more strict, and you all come under federal laws. If an open alcohol container is found if you're driving the car, and if it's found inside the car, doesn't matter front seat or back seat, it is against law. Movie download, if you're not allowed to, if you do not have permission or this thing, you cannot download movie without any authorization. If you do that, you will get a summon from court. And all these things are, can cost you anywhere from $700 up to $3,000. Driving under influence is a huge, huge, huge crime. Please don't even think about that. And although marijuana is legal in Arizona, but as I already mentioned, you all come under federal laws. So federal law prohibits the possession and its consumption. And, we want all our students to be safe and away from all these troubles. So please do not get involved in all these wrongdoings. And this is it from us. Thank you so much for attending our session. And I think do we have some time? Yes, we have some time. We will take question and answers now. Yes, I will be uploading all these recordings on our ISSC YouTube channel. So please keep checking our YouTube channel. I would say in next few days, like next week, I would be able to upload all these things on the YouTube channel. Could you please tell about ISSC letter again? Yes, ISSC is, you all will be receiving a travel letter from ISSC, and it will have an emergency number. If you face any problem during immigration at your port of entry, please, you can call at this number. How to apply for on-campus job? We have a portal for on-campus job. And I think if Sukrit or Jitesh can share the link. So all post, everything, all the availability will be posted on this portal. Keep checking this portal. If you type on YouTube, ISSC ASU, you can find our YouTube channel. What is the process of? Daniel, would you like to address this question? What is the process of acquiring amount of living expense from education loan, and what is the time frame?
So when you are working with the admissions team to get your I-20, they should provide you with a document that states how much is expected, how much money they need to see. So what it is they provide you with an estimate of the cost of living and studying here at ASU for one academic year for 9 months. And what they do is they then expect you to use that to then provide them with what they call a financial guarantee. They have a specific form they use. As part of that financial guarantee, you will either need to submit a personal bank statement. And it could also be a bank statement from a family member, whoever's going to be covering your cost, as long as they provide a letter with that bank statement saying that I am this individual, this is my relation to the student, and I will be helping to cover the cost. Or, as you said, through an educational loan. So there are several companies, both in the US and in India, who provide educational loans, and their processes may vary just depending on which particular company that you go to. But in essence, you need to provide them with, this is what the university said, one school year of studying is going to cost me both. And again, that estimate includes both the tuition and fees as well as the estimated living cost. I know I keep repeating that word, but that's truly what it is. It's our estimate that can vary depending on where you live, what you eat, things that you buy, things of that nature that could either be higher or lower, depending on those factors. But it's your responsibility to take that estimated cost from the admissions office from the university to whomever you're working with, provide that to them, and then they have to provide a document of some kind, bank statement, loan approval, things of that nature that you can use as your financial guarantee.
Thank you, Daniel. Will there be any program-specific orientation? Yes, that would be the orientation from your academic unit, from your academic department.
Meenakshi, if I could address, and I see Jitesh is also typing, says here, my admit letter mentions my admission is conditional upon receiving a 3-point GPO and submit okay, let's try this again, a 3.0 GPA in semester 1. That should not create a problem for your visa. Conditional admission is something that does happen at various universities across the United States. I mean, they may ask you questions about it, but it should not be a problem with you getting rejected for a visa. Now, of course, if you don't get a 3.0 during your first semester, that creates other problems, but that'll be between you and your academic unit to discuss later if you don't meet that threshold. But no, it should not block you from getting a visa.
Any question related to job, please attend our resume and cover letter writing workshop, because we will have experts from our career services that are going to answer, any question, how to look for references, what to put under your supervisor or former supervisor's name and everything. So please attend those sessions.
I'm seeing some more questions about cost of attendance. There is a cost of attendance calculator. I am going to put that here in the chat box. I'm also going to find the admissions page, and I'll put that in there soon as well, that lists the cost of attending ASU. Again, the estimated cost.
I think we have answered most of the question. These are the repetitive one.
Let me see here. While applying for on-campus jobs, it's asking me to provide current supervisor, former supervisor, provide our academic advisor's name. Typically, so they're looking for a supervisor, someone who has overseen you in a job professional capacity. Academic advisor, you can, if you have no other option, if you've never worked before, even in a volunteer capacity, you can put that in to put a name in, but I don't know how helpful it's going to be.
For that, I would also recommend once you arrive here, start volunteering as much as possible, because that's a great place to, work on your references, connect with people, to know about work culture in in the United States. So please, if you want to volunteer with ISSC, please reach out to me. We have so many student organizations, so many other departments where you can work as a volunteer.
I'm still seeing questions about the travel letter. I just posted it again in the chat box. You should get it via your ASU email, but it's right there now available as well in the chat box.
Thank you, Danielle. When will the resume, cover letter, writing workshop, what time? I think.
Yeah, so again, official transcripts, if you have not submitted them already, I know some of you said you've already submitted them via mail. So if that's already been taken care of, you won't need them, but please keep any evidence that shows that you have done it and that it is complete, because technology is not always perfect and it could pop back up on your priority task again. So just make sure you have the evidence that you've already done it. If you haven't done that yet, yes, please carry it in a sealed envelope. They will not take it if it's not in a sealed envelope, because it does not appear to be official if you bring it in an unsealed envelope. I'm just sharing with you their mindset. The fear is that you might have done something with it yourself or altered it, or it might not be a true transcript. So that's why they want it in a sealed envelope.
About MMR vaccination, it is mandatory. You have to bring the certificate that you have received your MMR shots, and you have to upload that certificate on your health portal in My ASU. If you do not upload that MMR vaccination record, you cannot register for your classes. So this is very, very, very important to bring that MMR vaccination report with you.
Yes, you can get a job on any campus. I see a question here about a Thunderbird student who might want to get a job on another campus, not on the downtown campus. Yes, you can work at any campus, but again, just make sure that you know that your classes are your priority. So please make sure that your job, your work schedule does not interfere with you getting to classes, being on time, and attending your classes.
I will be sharing the link for resume building webinar soon with all of you via email. And most of the things are covered under your health insurance, but if you visit emergency, please make sure that, I just wanted to let you know that, your emergency bill, once you received it after whatever portion is covered by insurance, it's still huge. So we do not recommend our student just to go for common cough cold, for the general thing, to just go to emergency. Please keep emergency for emergency situation. Do not visit emergency here for just for the things which are not serious. So emergency bill is still huge. We have urgent care here. If I strongly recommend to visit our university health services during their hours. And if it's odd hours, please visit urgent cares, which is in our health circle. Keep emergency for the emergency situation. Insurance card, you can collect your insurance card from our website. I think Danielle is sharing the link for that.
So we are through, it's called United Healthcare Student Resources. So I just put in the chat the direct link to their website. You'll see on there, you'll want to do medical. So you click on what's called medical student plan, and then it'll ask you what university you're a part of, all of that. And then you go through the process of getting your information and getting yourself taken care of. You will also receive an email directly from our health insurance office with specific directions on how to activate your account and get your card.
Thank you, Danielle. To get the TB vaccine again, I think that's a question for your doctor. I don't know, if you have TB in the past and recovered, you need to take the vaccine again or not. But definitely, I would recommend to bring the immunity test report with you, just in case. I think we have pretty much answered everything. and these are all repeated questions. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending our session, and I will be uploading this webinar on our YouTube channel. If you search on YouTube, if you search ISSC ASU, so you will see our YouTube channel link. Please subscribe to that for all the important information from ISSC side. And I will be sharing that resume and cover letter webinars link soon with all of you via your ASU email. So thank you so much again. And we are super excited to have you all. And you have a great rest of the night. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.